There are two questions that I want to present to you right now, and you've probably been asked them before. Number one is, where do you see yourself in the future? Number two is, who do you want to be in life? Over the past few years, I've been asking myself these two questions over and over again, that it got to a point where I kind of automated my response to them. And honestly, because I've automated my response to these questions, I feel like it has deconstructed my entire life's purpose. And that may sound a bit dramatic, but just follow me for a second. I have lived my entire life striving to be rich, successful, and happy. And I know what you're probably thinking, 99% of the population wants to be those three things. And I think that's the entire issue right there. How many people out there, whenever they hear the words rich, successful, and happy, don't feel anything? I mean, for me, they just sound like buzzwords. They sound like these insignificant words with no purpose that you kind of just throw out there. It kind of reminds me of those words that you throw into an essay, those random words that you throw into an essay in order to reach the word count. They don't mean anything. They serve no purpose other than reaching some meaningless objective, in which this case is just answering the question at hand, which is, where do you want to be in life? Because let's be real, everyone wants to be rich, everyone wants to be successful, everyone wants to be happy. I mean, I know for sure that I want to be amazing one day. I want to reach these amazing goals and results, but how can I strive to be something that I don't fully understand or even have a connection to? Because at the end of the day, being rich, being successful, being happy, those are all amazing things to achieve, but those are strictly just results. They're destinations. They are what you get when you cross that finish line. And if you focus too much on the results, too much on crossing that finish line, then how can you ever figure out how to actually get there? I mean, just think about it like this. Imagine somebody who's irresponsible, somebody who lives paycheck to paycheck maybe, somebody who loves to party. How exactly do you think they got there? I'll take a wild guess. They were probably irresponsible with their money, which led them to living a paycheck to paycheck lifestyle because they couldn't stop partying and spending money on useless things. I mean, that's pretty straightforward, right? But my thing is, if you ask them where they want to be in life and who they want to be in the future, they are most likely going to answer rich, successful, and happy. But I think we can all agree that if they continue down on this route, they will never achieve those results. Because if you want to think about it this way, they are putting in the correct inputs, they are exhibiting the correct behaviors, but they're exhibiting the correct behaviors of somebody who is poor, somebody who is unsuccessful, and somebody who is miserable. They aren't putting in the correct inputs to be rich, successful, or happy. They aren't putting in the correct information or the correct inputs into this formula to get what they want. I mean, it's pretty obvious, but you can't live the same lifestyle with the same inputs and the same behaviors and expect an entirely different result. That's just not how life works. So that kind of begs the question, how do we become the results that we have automated in our minds? Well, personally, I think really the only way is to dive within and to understand what is really holding us back. I mean, to think in my situation, I'm not rich, I'm not successful, I'm nowhere near close to being happy, but why is that? Well, for starters, I lack a lot of confidence in a lot of crucial areas of my life. 2, I'm irresponsible with my money, and sometimes I make some really dumb decisions. And 3, I'm not grounded in my everyday life, and I focus way too much on the past and worrying about the future that I forget to actually live in the present. But I have acknowledged that in order to achieve different results, I need to put in different inputs, or change the inputs that I have right now in order to change the trajectory of my life. So for example, I need to gain more confidence, and by doing that, I need to appreciate and praise myself on a daily basis. Or I need to figure out a way to be more responsible with my finances and my decision making by making a spreadsheet and tracking my budget, or journaling more before I make these life-changing decisions. And in order to be more grounded in my everyday life, I need to practice mindfulness and remember that the past is in the past and the future has yet to happen, and that I really need to focus on the present. In order to achieve the right results, we need to slowly change the image of who we are right now and make it this domino effect of who we want to be in the future. Because it's important to remember that we cannot strive to be results. We cannot strive to reach a destination. And if I'm being honest, I actually don't want to be rich, successful, or happy. Okay, fine, that might be a little bit of cap. I mean, it's true. Like, whenever I hear those words, no matter how hard I try, they still sound like buzzwords. They still sound meaningless. These words with no purpose. And honestly, I don't want to strive to be something that I don't fully understand yet. But what I do understand, at least roughly, is my inputs and my behaviors and what I can put into my life right now in order to achieve something different in the future. I think the main takeaway from today is you cannot be the same person and expect different results. That's just not how life works. You know that saying that goes, if you want to become something, you must act like it first? For example, if you want to be rich, you gotta act and think rich. And eventually you're gonna develop the mindset of a rich person, the lifestyle of a rich person, and you're gonna find ways to get rich. If you want to be healthy, you gotta start thinking and acting as if you are already healthy. What decisions do you need to make? What thoughts must you eliminate or develop in your life? In order to actually achieve a goal and to reach a destination, you must change who you are. And by doing this, you must change the behaviors you exhibit and the inputs that you have in your life. And before we do anything else, we must understand that there is a journey to be taken before there is a finish line to be crossed. Life is so much more relieving knowing that it isn't just all about finishing the race and more about actually enjoying the journey. I mean, that's what makes life so satisfying and worthwhile when we actually do finish the race, if there even is a finish line to begin with. Fall in love with the process, with the entire journey, with the routes that you decide to take. It is very clear in our lives that the results will only follow. At the end of the day, that is just how life works. And we can't change nothing about that.